Hey everyone, every single time you click a link or just load a web page, there's this secret conversation happening completely behind the scenes. Today, we're going to decode that hidden language. We're talking about HTTP status codes.
I mean, we have all been there, right? You're searching for something, you click a link, and bam, you hit that 404 not found page. It's so frustrating. But what if I told you that 404 isn't just some random number? It's actually a specific message in that hidden conversation we're talking about. And yeah, today we are going to crack that code.
Okay, so the best way to picture how the web actually works, just think of it like a constant conversation, a non-stop back-and-forth chat. Seriously, every single thing you do online, every click, every search, it kicks off one of these little dialogues. And in this conversation, there are two main characters. First, you've got the client. That's just a fancy word for your web browser, Chrome, Safari, whatever you use. The client's job is basically to be the requester. It's always asking for stuff. Then, on the other side, you have the server. Think of it as the website's home base, this powerful computer that's just sitting there listening for requests and sending back answers.
So what's an HTTP status code then? Well, it's just a server's reply. That's it. It's a super quick, 3-digit message that basically says, hey, I got your request, and here's the deal. It's the server side of the conversation telling your browser exactly what went down.
And these codes aren't just random. They're actually sorted into 5 main groups. The key is that first digit. It tells you everything you need to know about the kind of answer you're getting. So, codes starting with a 1 are just informational. 2s, that's success. 3s are all about redirection. 4s mean there's a problem on your end, and 5s mean the server has a problem. And as you can see, thankfully, most of the time, things are going just fine. All right, so let's dive into the good stuff first. The codes you get when everything is running smoothly or when the server is being, super helpful. The 200 OK. This is the one we all love to see. It is, without a doubt, the internet's big green light. It's the server just saying, yep, I got what you asked for, and here it is. It is by far the most common status code you'll ever encounter, and it just means total success. Okay, but what happens if a web page moves? The address changes. That's where the 300-level codes come in, especially 301 moved permanently. Think of it like a digital forwarding address, like when you move houses. You ask for the old address, the server says, whoa, hold on, it's not here anymore, but I know where it is, and then your browser, completely automatically, just takes you to the new spot. It's honestly what keeps the internet from falling apart every time a website reorganizes. But of course, things don't always go perfectly. And when they go wrong, these status codes are like little diagnostic tools. It kind of becomes a blame game. Was it something you did wrong, or is it the website's fault? And the difference is actually super simple. If a code starts with a 4, it's a client error. The server is pointing the finger right back at you, saying it's your fault. You asked for something wrong. But if it starts with a 5, that's a server error. That's the server holding its hands up and saying, oops, my bad. The mistake is on my end. And knowing that difference, that is absolutely key to figuring out what's broken.
So let's look at a few you've probably seen. The 404 not found. That's the classic, right? It usually means you had a typo in the address or you clicked on a dead link. But a 403 forbidden is totally different. With a 403, the page is there, but you're not allowed to see it. It's literally like a bouncer at a club door telling you, nope, not on the list.
And then on the other side, you have the 500 errors. A 500 internal server error is, well, it's a bit of a mystery box. It just means something on the website's end broke, but it's not sure what. A 503 service unavailable is a little more specific. It usually means the site is totally overwhelmed with visitors, or maybe it's down for maintenance. But for both of these, the big takeaway is it is not your fault. There's nothing you can do but wait and try again in a little while. Okay, but it's not all doom and gloom and technical jargon. Turns out the engineers who built all this stuff had a pretty great sense of humor. And they actually hid some amazing, kind of weird things inside these codes. Real Easter eggs. Okay, take this number, 418. Any guesses what that could possibly mean? Get ready for this. I'm a teapot. No, seriously, that's not a joke. Status code 418 literally means I'm a teapot. This is a legendary piece of internet history. It all started as an April Fool's Day joke back in 1998. Some engineers wrote up this official-looking proposal for something called the Hypertext Coffee Pod Control Protocol. The whole idea was that if you try to ask a teapot to brew coffee, which, it can't do, it should reply with this specific error code, 418. It's just a fantastic reminder that even the most technical parts of the web have a human, playful side. All right, Now for another one with a really fascinating backstory. But this one is a lot more serious.
This is code 451, unavailable for legal reasons. This code is used when content gets blocked because of a legal demand, like from a government or a court order. It's basically the internet's official code for censorship. And what's important is that instead of just showing a 404 not found and pretending the page never existed, this code says loud and clear, this content is gone because we were legally forced to remove it.
And here is the absolute best part. The reason they chose the number 451, it's a direct reference to Ray Bradbury's classic novel Fahrenheit 451, the book about a future where all books are banned and burned. It's this incredibly smart, nerdy, and powerful statement against censorship, but right into the very fabric of the web.
So, let's just recap the whole conversation one last time. Hundreds are basically the server saying, just a sec. 200s are happy, yep, here you go. 300s are, nope, not here, try over there. 400s are, that's your fault. And 500s are, oops, that's my fault. When you break it down like that, it's pretty simple, right?
These codes are a perfect example of all the hidden structures that make our digital world tick. They're not just error messages, they're an entire language. Now that you know the web's secret language, what else is hiding out there in plain sight?